Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Sakia Amir and I will talk about the definition of active reading. Did you know that in reading text, there are strategies you can use to help you understand what you read and of course can improve your reading skills. So, the strategy I mean is active reading. Do you guys know that strategy? Yes, active reading is a reading strategy that involves a higher level of critical awareness. The active reading strategy also explains that in reading text, you need to interact more actively while reading text. And you can ask questions like what, where, when, or why. Such questions can get you to improve your understanding of the text you read. And in active reading, you can use strategies such as reading thinking aloud, clarifying, summarizing, highlighting, and making predictions so that you stay focused on what you read.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, I am Akila and I will tell you about steps for active reading. Step 1 is survey. Skim the chapter reading only the chapter title, subtitle, italic terms, boldface type, and introductory or summary section. Make mental prediction about what you think the chapter will discuss. You can also write notes as you go along and then look over these notes before proceeding to the next step. Step 2 is question. Call chapter title, subtitle, section, and paragraph headings into questions. For example, the section heading The Gas Laws of Boyle, Challis, and Avogadro might become What are the gas laws of Boyle, Challis, and Avogadro? Similarly, you could transform distinguishing heredity and environment into how does one distinguish heredity from environment. This question become hooks on which to hang the reading material. Write the questions out in a reading journal, leaving plenty of room for notes. Look over the question to see the emphasis and overall direction of them. Determine if there are any questions you can answer before doing the reading. Write this question out in a reading journal, leaving plenty of room for notes. Look over the question to see the emphasis and overall direction of them. Determine if there are any questions you can answer before doing the reading. Step 3 is read. Read the chapter section by section for the purpose of answering the questions generated in step 2. Step 4 is recall. Without looking at your books or notes, mentally visualize and sketch in your own words the high points of the material immediately upon completing the reading. Step 5 is review. Look at your question, answer, notes and book to see how well you actually recollect the reading. Observe carefully the point you recall incorrectly or simply omitted. Fix carefully in your mind the logical sequence of the entire idea or problem, or of all the concepts covered in each section or chapter. Finish up with a mental picture of the whole concept, paragraph, or chapter you have just covered.
Here are some active reading strategies that you can do for good keeper results. The first one is you can try to underline and highlight the key words or phrases as you read. Read the pages or paper as much as you can, or read it over and over again until you think you can understand the point. But be selective. Too much highlighting won't help. Second one is make an annotation in the margins to summarize the point. Make a question. Challenge what you read. Give it an example or so on. The third one is read critically by asking a question like who wrote it, when, or who is the intended audience. The fourth one is test yourself by reading it a few times until you think you can understand the paper, and then put the paper away and then jotting down the keywords for memories. The fifth one is look for sign points that help you understand the text. A phrases like most importantly, in contrast, or on the other hand. The sixth one is explain what you read to someone else. And the last is record yourself reading the notes so you can listen to the record while traveling or doing a household chores.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, how are you? Okay, I am Nur Harawati. I will explain the material about reading comprehension. So, do you know reading comprehension? Okay, this understanding comes from the introduction between the words that are written and how they transfer language outside the text or message. Proficient reading depends on the ability to recognize words quickly and effortlessly. So, active reading allows students to remain engaged in the text by using strategies such as read aloud or think aloud, clarifying, summarizing, highlighting, and making prediction. By using strategies, students will stay focused on what they are reading and increase their ability to comprehend the material. Okay? 10 steps for reading comprehension. Number 1, find your read corner. Number 2, text preview. Number 3, use smart strategy. Number 4, highlight or annotate text. 5, record key points. 6, write question as you read. 7, search for you don't know. 8, my connection. And 9, preview and summarizing. And 10, discuss what you have you read.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Dania Ramadhani El Said. Okay, I will talk about the conclusion active reading. The conclusion active reading explain about that the text technique requires interaction that support learning. There's reading determination, which proactive action are enthusiasm, so that you can focus more, such as reading, thinking, clarifying, summarizing, focusing, and making the right arrangement. We need to know the have step, and the first step is preparing. The second is reading. The third is capture the key idea, and the last is review. But before that all, we want to know strategy of active reading. The first is pay attention to key errors when you read. The second, make summary of the point in the managing of the reading. The third, look for errors in your reading with your question. The fourth, text yourself by reading and make summary of the material from your memory. The fifth, understand the phrase of the text. The sixth, explain the material from your understand. The last is record your material to make it easier to repeat the text of anywhere. Active reading, now as reading ability depends on your ability to recognize words quickly and easily. That's all for me. At last, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.